Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So I decided to start this video before I get distracted by other things. I am literally in my workout gear, cardio day, and I'm doing it on the bike. But before I get into all of that, let's talk about what this video is going to be. So this video is a book review video. It's a reading vlog, of course, and I'm currently reading The Two Lives of Sara, Catherine Adele West. I don't know much about this author, but this is not her first book, so it's not a debut. But this is about a woman who flee and went to Memphis, and this is historical fiction. It's based in the 1960s, and she is pregnant and pretty much hiding something. So we don't know. We knew something happened while she ran off, but in the story you don't know what happened. There's also an idea that trauma happened because of her reaction to after having her child, and that disconnect that she has to the child, which makes me wonder, how did she conceive? So it seems like it's going to be a bit of a trauma, as it's the secret reveal, but it's not. I'm 118 pages in, and I still don't know. You don't know much about her. You do know that she is very outspoken. She's living with a woman who owns like an outhouse back in those days, that kind of living arrangement. And you are learning more about her family, and they have their own share of chaos that she's in the middle of. But also I feel like she, little by little, having this comfort there, as far as being at a place that she's learning to be comfortable with. She struggled with religion because in the story you learn her father has a religious background, and these people, well, the woman she is with is very much into church, and the community as a whole, be honest, is into church. So that's in the story. Don't know where the story is going. I'm just reading about these people. It's not giving me like a wow factor as far as that, but I have a feeling it's going to get deeper and deeper as things happen, and as her past is probably going to show up at some point. So that's where I'm going. Love the cover. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, I said I'm not buying any book. It seemed like it's not working. I did buy the one book for the subscriber thing, but then I wanted to get book 10 of Saga. I've been putting it off, and because I was so disappointed, it took 2 years for them to come up with the 10th edition, the 10th book in the series. When I showed you the bookshelf, I actually showed you in the bottom where all the graphic novels that I have there. But so I'm looking forward to reading this, and I haven't read a graphic novel in probably 2 years. Yeah, so this is my favorite graphic novel series. Love it. And I love how 10 ended. 10 ended on a cliffhanger, and I was just absolutely like upset that I had to wait this long for this. But I'm still not in a rush to get into this yet. I think this is going to be saved for the weekend, with some other stuff. Thing that I look forward to the most, that I'm super happy that I got, is this sewing book. Look. So this is a book by two women who are have made several patterns since the 1970s for McCall, and I'm not sure who else, but definitely McCall is one. And yeah, I think McCall was their main pattern that they made for. Yeah, McCall. So you guys know I did sewing. I did a reel where I had highlighted my favorites that I made. Not all. There are some outfits that I never wore that is still hangers, that I feel like I need to tweak a little bit more, because either I some things about it I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to revisit and do some more tailoring of some of that to have like a jumpsuit and all that. But and pants, I did some pants, but I seem to be loving making dresses. That's like seem to be my bit of my niche now, is dresses. But I still want to get into pants this year, and but I'm not gonna. My dress is still gonna be favorite. Why I got this is because of when I was looking at it in the review. It's the fitting. It's focused on, because you can see on it, it says fit any fashion pattern, and it goes into a lot on fitting, because my issue is the cutting, because I mentally still can't see myself a certain size. I'm always cutting bigger than what I am, and I think I'd rather do that than cutting it too small and then you can't save the outfit. But I want to learn how to really like work with my bust line, and even like my back area, just to tweak it and how to get it better as far as the fitting goes. This is just a lot of different fitting, and there's a graph that I was looking at where it has your shape, so it gives you an idea of what your shape is and what kind of body shape that you have, and things to avoid based on your shape. And it has all different sizes in here. I mean, you have the skinny, the skinniest, and they have plus sizes as well on here. So I love that this cater to all size, from the very small to a plus size, and it really gives you bust line measurements as well, like, you know. So I'm going to literally read this and really grasp some of the ideas of how to really save an outfit and get the best fitting for my actual body. And there's a lot of different pattern. I love this. Look at this layout, guys. Hope you guys can see it, but it's just the different era of clothes, and you know, ranging from the 1600s all the way to the 1950s, and different outfits, and it's just, I am loving this already so far. So this is going to be done. Now the reason why is my first sewing project I hope to do this weekend. So this week I am going to be cutting, so let me show you the pattern that I want to do. So this is what I got, but it's going to be modified because I want the sleeve to be longer, and these pants is not going to work for me. I don't like this split. It is not going to be a split. It's going to be a closed down pants, but I like this. The pants is very simple. This is one of the simpler pants, so I'm not going to have a problem making this pants at all. The top, however, seems simple as well. To be honest with you, this pattern seems very simple. But I'm going to start with the actual top. But then I'm going to see what fabric I have. It depends on the amount of fabric I have. Do I want to just do the pants first and then the top? I don't know. But I'm going to cut both pattern out, see what fabric I have. I would love to do, it's not going to be a yellow, it's going to be a black. I'm hoping I have enough fabric where I can do the same fabric for both, so it'll be a matching suit. If not, it's just going to be mismatch, and that's fine, and I would just have two different. But again, if it works out for me, I know in the spring I'm getting a yellow fabric, because this on my complexion will be amazing. So that's what I'm going to be working on this weekend. And that's it for now, guys. I am it is, yeah, I need to go work out, guys. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next clip. Yeah. Hey guys, so today was a long day. I literally spent 3 hours at the dealership getting my car serviced and inspected, and I had no shame because I was on the people them couch sleeping. 3 hours, I was sleeping, but it all got done. Got home and I slept. So let's talk about where I'm at with this book. Now, what I like about some of the books, when the historical books, is how during a certain period in this country, how people were able to just like create a whole identity, like live a different life, you know, and just be something that they wanted, that will be, but live a life that they wanted to from the past, especially if it was a negative situation. And you get this with Sara, how she is just trying to live this life that she deserves, but at the same time she's so caught up with like the negative thing that's happened to her that she's always on alert. She's always can't believe something good has happened to her, or people genuinely care about her and supporting her and all this stuff. But what I can say is, yeah, I need to stop eating right before I come on camera. Like I haven't learned my lesson yet. So let's hope I don't fill my mouth this time. But I feel so sorry for Sara, because Sara tragedy just seemed to follow her, and she's again having to, in essence, start over, but there's a different kind of starting over. It's like this time she has people. You know, she has this woman who has the ability to really you know, love on her, and all these other people, while she's just having to deal with such a tragic moment. I'm liking this. I'm liking it for some of the things that's happening, where I will talk about when the book is finished. It is definitely not, there are some dramatic moments in the book, but it's just giving you a community. It's giving community, relationship, chosen families, giving that kind of theme in the book. And but I'll talk more about it. I'm almost done. It will be, I'll, you know, most likely finish it tonight or tomorrow morning. Now my sewing project is I'm going to start it tomorrow, but it's mainly going to be a weekend focus. I'm hoping I can, because it's not a lot of pieces at all. So I think I think I got my measurements right, hopefully. But you know, I will be using Homegirl over here, and to make sure the fitting is good. But I was also lucky because I had literally just enough fabric. I don't know if I can get the long sleeve that I wanted. I think I have just enough, but if I have to cuff, I might not. So it might actually just go back to the original pattern, which was a short sleeve. Well, it was like elbow length sleeve. But that was it. But other than that, everything was just enough fabric. So if I make this again, I know I have to get a certain amount of fabric to have room for error. I have no room for error. So if I mess up anything on this outfit, that's the end of that. Because there's no extra fabric anywhere. So and so that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to be doing some journaling now, and then I am going to get back to reading this book. And yeah, so this week is such a it's a very dramatic week, guys. We're holding on tight here, but other than that, at least I'm reading and creating. That's the thing. The journal that I started over the weekend, I am almost done with the insert, but the insert is always lengthier because I'm trying to be creative inside of it and not just put some blank pages. So yeah, but other than that, that's it. Yeah, we'll be back, guys. We'll be back. Hey guys, so yeah, this week is interesting week, but I am pretty much been working on the pants. So I have some pin holding up the pockets and stuff because I want to fix one of the pockets. Yeah, this one. But this is what we have so far, which is just a simple trouser. It's wide leg, and it fits okay. So I'm gonna work on the top. That's gonna be the weekend vlog. But I hate it. Hate it. I despise this book. This has to be one of the most like book that really ultimately just pissed me off. It's the kind of book that I would probably not want to read ever another book from this author. That's the level of pissed off this book did to me. Yeah. I started this book feeling like it was a 3-star. Like, okay, it's an average community setting where you get to know the characters and things are happening. And then it got to a point where it was really good. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a 4-star book. Yes. I'm loving the interaction that Sara is having with these group of people that she met and had a close bond with in Memphis. And little by little, she was bonding with her son. And she was also bonding with another young kid that was around who was struggling with his father's behavior, his uncle, and all these things but he had this brilliant mind, and this teacher who really saw that and saw how much he loves to read. There's a lot of mention of James Baldwin and Richard Wright and a lot of these great African American writers that was mentioned throughout this was during the 60s, so there was that boost of all these authors that were coming out during that time, and I love it. I was grabbing all of that and I was enjoying this. But then the story took a turn where grief becomes this focal point. And what the author did for me is just basically saying, you're going to grieve, you're going to sit there, you're going to waddle in your grief, and you're going to stay there. And that's how this book ended. This book should be called How to F Up Your Children. This book should be called You Will Never Get Over a Grief Enough Where You Can Function. That's what I'm getting. Just basically, if you are like going through some hell of a things, if you are emotionally not stable, do not read this book. This is the book that where somebody trying to jump over a cliff and Sarah gonna tell you, jump girl, jump. This is what I'm getting from Sara. I was rooting for this character and I was rooting for the author, but that ending was piece of the S word. I absolutely hated this book for that. Like, I can't even, that ending ruined the book for me. There was just nothing to learn from this, nothing to get from this. This is just, how are you going to just literally have this completely shitty story and you're going to take it to the end? You're just going to take it to the end and there's nothing positive coming out of this. This is not a positive book. Not a damn thing about this book positive. Now, I've read book where the ending is not favorable, but it makes sense. Nothing about this ending makes sense for a story and how you were telling the story. Okay. 2 lives of Sara, so the both lives are shitty, and there's nothing coming from it. So you know what? I'm gonna go back to the first one because the second one was painful, as if the first one wasn't as bad. And then I'm gonna take my child with me. Absolutely, I hate this book. This is literally belong in that little cubby in the corner where I put all my what the F book, because this is a what the F book. I don't know who liked this book. Maybe that's why I really haven't seen people talk about this book, because this book is terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's basically saying, you know, you're just gonna be in that grieve mode and you can never function. But I'm gonna drag my son with me. Oh, because in my mind, I'm protecting him. And then you hurt, it's a very example of hurt people, because literally what she did hurt so many people, and it becomes Sara being selfish. So it's the selfish lives of Sara, because the amount of people she hurt with her the last thing she did, it's just, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for her, baby. There's nothing that the author gave to say that is okay. And I'm sorry. I don't want to read books like this. I'm not interested in books like this. I know people like certain things, but this ain't for me. This is not me. This is a hell to the no. And I'm upset that I wasted my time with this book and what the ending gave me. And this was a waste. Like, I'm trying to respect the author by not throwing this book, but I feel like this book, I would want to throw it in the freaking garbage. That's how I felt about this damn book. So, yeah. Alright. Enough of that shit. Anyway, sorry for the cussing, guys. This book, this book just took me to another level. I am so utterly upset about that book. Anywho, so let me get back to doing some more sewing, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can finish this by Sunday and move on to something else. Yeah. And now I need to pick up a really good romance, a really good or a book that has some great substance to make up for that book, because that book left a bitter taste in my mouth. And yeah. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.